Everybody got a handout? Okay. What I'm going to describe for you today is something that I have happened upon just kind of by accident. I bought a poster from a company, and it has a lot of good guitar information. It has a lot of chords, scale charts, and all the scales and everything. But it also had something called a creative chord circle, which is what you see right here on the first page. And the large caps, or the capital letters, are major chords. The small letters are minor chords, if you will. And on the last page of your handout, there are some, this is really good information, there are some chord charts for both major keys and minor keys. And so it also had that on it. So it's a really nice poster. It's about $20 on Amazon. So I'm not shilling for the company, but the Creative Chord Circle has put about 3 new songs where I didn't have them before. And basically what this is you take whatever the key is, be it G, D, whatever that is, that's Roman numeral 1, place it in the center. And then all the other chords, the 2 minor, the 3 minor, the 4, 5, and 6 minor, all go in there too. And you'll see there's some arrows around there. So that's kind of a road map as you move around that circle. And the whole point of it is to spark some different chord progressions than maybe you would be, 1, 3, 5, 1, 4, 5. Those 3 chord songs are great. People, and there've been plenty of hits written that way, but I'm trying to put some variety in my playing and maybe find some different melodies and different ways to have some chord progression. So that's what this is all about. And so I've got a couple of examples of some really famous songs that sort of follow this. You'll go on the second page. Country Roads. Everybody remembers that one, right? G is the one. 6 minor. E, Blue Ridge Mountains. There's your 5, 7. So look on page 2, right after first page. So the idea is to kind of map your song, as it were, to sort of travel around that circle as the song is going along, and maybe do some different things. But this is one example of a very famous song. And it's not a difficult chord progression, but you can see it follows those arrows pretty well. So in the key. Can you play a little bit more of it? Yeah. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Right? Country roads take me home, right, to the place I belong, West Virginia. So the idea is to kind of go around that circle as you play these chords and sort of follow these progressions. And you'll also find that anywhere you go around this circle is pleasing to the ear. There's no dissonance, there's no bad chords or bad ways to do things. Those arrows, they're not written in stone. They're simply suggestions, right, as how to go. So that's why it's a creative chord circle, so you can go different places around the circle. So, just because you'll find there's different ways to go. If you'll follow some of those paths, you might not necessarily know where it's going to lead. Yes, sir.
And with a capo, the chord it stays the same.
You can move a capo as far up or as far down as you may only need to know how to play in G, C, and D. But you can go a long way when you know how to do that.
Elvis went a long way with 3 chords.
Bruce Springsteen's gone along with three chords. The Beatles have some simpler chords, but the idea is to put some variety in your playing. Do something unexpected as you will. And I'll lay an example as the song I wrote, that one song of the month last October, Another Revolution, came directly from this circle. It starts with a 2 minor to a 3 minor. And that sparked the whole thing, and watch it go. That's not something I would have typically done in my songwriting, but there's, you know, there's many ways to move around this circle. And I'm not saying that these are the only chords that you need to play, but there's a lot that you can do with the very basic things that are going on here, because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know, parts of the seven note scale. So you're going in different ways, and you have some scale charts there, so you can go play an F sharp major if you want to. Can't we?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
A lot of black keys.
A lot of black keys. But the point is to let's put some variety in our playing. Let's try and find different melodies, different chord progressions than we've all been, you know, using before.
Can you just go into a little bit more detail about how you get the chords off the matrix, the chart?
Right. We'll start with the country roads. Go back to where it says major scale chart. Look on the very page, and you'll see they are labeled 1 major, 2 minor, 3 minor, 4 major, 5 major, 6 minor. Go down and find the major key that you're working in. In this case, it's G. All right. So that's 1. That's big letter 1 goes in the middle. And when you go down to where it says 2 minor, that's A. So A minor, where the little I is on your map, put the A minor there. And where you go now to where the 3 minor is, just keep going up, put B minor there. Go to the 4, that's going to be C major. Go to the 6 minor, and that's E minor. Go to the 5, 5, 7, probably either or there. You'll see that's a D major 7. So whatever key you want to work in, you've now got the elements that you can go fill in that chart. If you turn to the next page, you got a minor key song. B.B. King's classic, The Thrill Is Gone. It's actually in B minor, right? The thrill is gone, babe. The thrill has gone away. And up to E minor. The thrill has gone, babe. Back to B minor. The thrill has gone away. And over to 6, this is G. Now you done me wrong, you're gonna be sorry someday. So in this case, that B minor chord goes in the middle, right? Right where you see it. And you'll go to 4, which is an E minor. And then you'll find that you go to G, which is the 6. 5, 7, F sharp 7, back to the B minor. So in this way, you can sort of map your songs, as it were. So I know I'm traveling around that circle. So this is another classic song in a minor key, not a major key, but it still follows that same sort of arrangement, that same sort of course, if you will. So that is the major use of this. But another thing I have found exceptionally useful for is for transposing into different keys. If I want to take something in G minor or G major and transpose it into I don't know, F sharp major, or maybe some other chord, you can use these scale charts, and you can go find and then go back and find them and get the progression. It's pretty simple to do. The classic example I have here is All Along the Watchtower. It's a 3-chord song from Bob Dylan, right? When he wrote it, it was A minor to F, then to G, right? Must be some kind of way out of here. When Jimi Hendrix did it, he lifted it up to C sharp minor. But he has that classic. See, it's a different take on it, but it's the same chord progression, just a different key. And so for me, Actually, when I do it in E minor. All along the Watchtower. So, but transposing from one key to another key, you can certainly just raise the capo, but if you're not, if you have to tell somebody, like I have to tell you guys, because sometimes I write in very strange keys, and you know, instead of C, now with the capo on 4, it's in E, and you got F sharps and things that you don't know. Whereas with these scale charts, if I know I'm raising it up 4 steps, I can go to that scale chart, look at it, put it in those circles, and then I can easily tell somebody we're going from E to F sharp, we're going to G sharp minor, F sharp, you know. So there's your 2 minor, there's your 3 minor. So those are 2 good things that I've found. You know, this is a tool. That's all it is. But it may open, for me, I'm just saying, given a personal experience, it has opened up my playing and different ways of thinking about how, you know, what chord progressions are. And as you move to different chord progressions, you're going to move to different melodies too. So, you know, musically, I think it's made me more creative. Anyway, there's a lot of songs that have come out of this. The last 3 or 4 songs I've written have come out of this circle. Or that's where they started. The germination of the idea started just traveling around that circle in whatever key I was traveling around. So I just thought I would share it with you. There's a reference on the first page. If you want that poster, you can go get it. It's about 4 by 3. It's a dry erase poster. You can write all over it. So it's a really nice thing. But out of all of the nice information I found on that one has actually probably helped me. And you know, it's only this big on a 4-foot poster, but it's really helped my playing anyway. So, any questions? Yes, sir.
You said that the arrows could be taken with a pinch of salt, but I mean, some of them only go one way and some of them go 2 ways. So how does that translate into?
I would say whatever sense you have of it. Let's go back to the G, the first the country roads page where you have a G. You know, if you go from something like B minor to E minor, that's a nice go round. But nowhere are those arrows pointing from B minor to E, from the 3 minor to the 6 minor. It doesn't point there. Yes, sir.
Well, I think what he's saying there is when you go to that A minor, you're either going to go back to the G or you're going to go to the 7th chord. You're not going to go back to, typically you don't go back to a major chord. You're going to end the song.
There's A minor to C.
Well, no, the arrow goes from A minor back to G or the A minor to the D7. Okay, so you're not going to go back to a major chord from typically from one of those. You're going to end at some point. You got to end it. You're going to end on the same chord.
When you can resolve to the 5/7. But the key word you said there is typically.
Typically.
But the whole point of this is to go where you wouldn't ordinarily go to spark
That's right.
a new melody or to spark a different kind of chord progression than what we're used to playing. That, you know, that 1, 4, 5, 7, yeah. Those things and those things are very valid and they're nice and they work for thousands now, you know, millions of people. But what I'm trying to do is put more variety in my playing and to spark something different in both melody and you know, mood, and maybe that sparks the whole song. For myself personally, I get the melody and the music before I get the lyrics. Some people write it differently, the way they do that. But that's the whole point of this is to give you, it's another tool in your toolbox, as it were, and to invite you to be a little more adventurous when you write. Be a little more you know, willing to take a chance, because you just never know what's going to come if you do. Yes, sir.
If you look at that A minor, you could actually use this whole chart and move it to A minor if you wanted to go somewhere different.
You sure can.
You just, you start in G and you go wherever, and then you come back and hit A minor. Just if you want to figure out somewhere to go off that A minor, just move that chart, drop that chart in to where the A is the one,
Correct.
and then,
Right.
then that'll tell you.
And,
Like a bridge.
Like a bridge.
Right, and the
Just
scale,
expand that out.
And then come back.
sure.
So you're saying that that's like a pivot chord for moving
Yeah.
into it?
You can pivot off of that, go anywhere you want,
Sure.
then find your way back.
Yeah.
But you also now, you have the scale charts, all those
And the
scale
scale
charts.
chart right here on the back will tell you
Exactly,
some things that you can look for. That's
exactly.
where you want to go.
So that's why you now have the map and you have all the destinations that
And
hopefully
that
you
you can
should
apply to
know.
all these around us. That can expand exponentially out.
Yep. You can expand that circle as far out as you want, and you know, everywhere you see a major, maybe you'll go with a major 7 instead. Different voicing gives you different tone. Wherever you see a minor, try a minor 7 instead. So that's the whole point of the workshop, is to expand our creativity, be willing to take more chances musically with how we compose, and I think getting different voicings, getting different tones, you opened up the sound, so then now you can open up your words too. You can make the moods different. You can make it somber. You can make it happy. You can make it whatever you want to make it. But this is just one tool that I happened upon, you know, strictly by just ordering a poster. But for me, it's made a difference in my writing in the last few months. So it's just something I wanted to share with you guys, so you could benefit from it. And it's some good information to have, scale charts and stuff like that.